Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Thank you all for joining us today for Humanities at Play. My name is Kathleen Kuo, and I am a program manager with Nevada Humanities, which is our state's council partner for the National Endowment for the Humanities. With Humanities at Play, our goal is to pair gameplay and other interactive activities with thoughtful discussions about the humanities and how they enrich our everyday lives. A couple quick notes before we get started. If you're a first-time Twitch user, welcome in. We're so glad to have you in our audience today. If you would like to chat and ask questions of our guest today, I highly encourage you to make a free Twitch account. It takes a couple of minutes, but that way, if you have any burning questions for Bonnie, you can type them into chat later. Finally, if you're also a newer user of Twitch, we have a very fun feature called a chat command, which is an exclamation point followed by a keyword. We have a list of commands that you're welcome to try out in chat. We already have a few of those going on. Thank you so much for those using our chat commands. And you can also find some of them listed in the About section on our Twitch channel. So today, I am so thrilled to have joining me on our stream, Bonnie Kelso. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hello. Bonnie, this is so exciting. Bonnie is one of our Nevada Center for the Books 2023 featured authors for the National Book Festival this year. And we'll get into that a little bit more and explain what that means. But Bonnie is a former Smithsonian exhibit designer turned children's book illustrator and author. And her debut picture book, Nudi Gill, I'm going to hold it up right here. Nudi Gill, Poison Powerhouse of the Sea, will represent Nevada at the Library of Congress National Book Festival this year. And Nudi Gill, and I'll ask Bonnie a little bit more about this later, but Nudi Gill is a super cute picture book. It's we've done a few events in local libraries so far around Southern Nevada. We have a few more coming up later this week and next. And I love how Bonnie uses art and storytelling to also teach us about the importance of conservation and ocean stewardship. I think that's really great when you combine all of those messages and stories for children. So, really happy to have her representing us at the National Book Festival this year. A little bit more about Bonnie. She holds a Bachelor's of Fine Art from the Rhode Island School of Design. She often conducts live and online art workshops in the Las Vegas area and beyond. She's a proud recipient of many Nevada Arts Council grants, and she's also on the roster of teaching artists for schools and communities. She was selected as the 2021 winner for the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators Karen Cushman Late Bloomers Award for her historical chapter book, Johnny Bell Baker and a Coal Mine, and she also volunteers for her regional SCBWI Nevada chapter as the illustrator coordinator. Bonnie is an artist as well as a muralist, and you can find her work, this is really cool, on a parking garage, in a library, on a community center, on banners, and also other public places around Southern Nevada. Also, this is very cool. Bonnie's, I'm just going to say you're a cool person because I totally believe this with all my heart. Bonnie has traveled around the world twice. I'm going to be asking her about this during our stream, and I hope you have questions too as well. So Bonnie's traveled around the world twice. She's an avid outdoors enthusiast, and she can often be found wandering around the desert with her family in Las Vegas. So today we are going to be playing the game Abzu while chatting about her book, Nudi Gill, her work as an author, as an artist, and more. This is the first playthrough for both of us, so I'm really excited to dive in, literally and figuratively, with Bonnie as we explore the ocean and see what it has in store for us. Bonnie, before we get started, I'm just wondering, what is your background with video games, board games, gaming in general? I always like to know, how much play do you have in your life?
That's a great question. I wish I had a little more play these days
That's
than I
fair.
used to. Being a mom and now my picture book career is really jump starting. I've got a lot of projects going on right now. So I haven't had a lot of time to play, but I'm actually designing a card game that's based on Nudi Gill at the moment. So I have it on crowdfunder. It's been getting donations because my plan is to have these educational playing cards. There's two different games they can play, but each card has informational text
Hmm.
about all of the creatures, and they're all marine mollusks.
Okay.
So I have nudibranchs, sea snails, cephalopods, and bivalves. And my plan is to have these cards available so when I go to schools and do school visits based on Nudi Gill, that I can give them a deck of cards to
That's
leave
awesome.
with them. Yeah. So I already know that there's a couple of libraries that are expecting them
Hmm.
next spring. So
Yeah, if people want to find this, can I just Google it if they want to learn more about your card game? What's the best way for them to get involved and maybe get a pack of their own?
Yeah, I think it's still on Crowdfunder, and that's Crowdfunder without the ER. It's just R.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's Nudi Gill, the game. So
Okay, definitely check it out. Everyone in chat. This is super cool. Yeah, so this is very much a direct correlation between, I guess, play, the humanities, and your work. I love that, and
hmm
I love that it's a very new project.
yeah,
Yeah, I
we
wanted.
do a lot of board games and stuff too at home. But my kids get very competitive, and sometimes there's big arguments. So sometimes it has to time it just right, if they're in the right mood
I
to
think
get
that's
family game night going.
I think it's important to have a little bit of disagreement in your life sometimes. It teaches you how to resolve, it teaches you good conflict management
Yeah,
skills later. So
yes,
I'll
that's true.
ask you more once we get started, but that's great. I wanted to share a little bit more about Abzu, just for those who don't know, and then I'll launch the game and get us going.
Sure.
So what I love about this, when I first learned about this game, I thought it'd be perfect for playing with Bonnie because Abzu is a game where we are a diver and we try to explore underwater environments of the ocean. So ranging from open water, natural caverns to ancient ruins, and we're trying to solve this mystery. Although we're only playing about an hour of the game today, so I don't know how much of the story we're going to unlock. It's one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. The game director is Matt Nava, who also worked on a game we've played here on Humanities at Play previously, a game called Journey, which some of you may have heard of. And Journey's composer Austin Wintory has returned for Abzu. So they have a lot of really great people on their staff. Abzu was released in 2016 by the game developers Giant Squid, and they have another couple of games coming out soon. One called The Pathless, and then another one that's coming out either this year or next year, which some of you may have heard of. So definitely give them a look if you're interested in this kind of aesthetic and the kind of games that they do. So we're going to play about an hour of Abzu, take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to reconvene for our one-on-one chat with Bonnie. We always love to hear from chat and what you think, so please don't be shy about sharing your observations and comments in the chat with us. All right, Bonnie, I'm going to load up the game now, and
All
we'll
right,
get
let's
we'll
go.
get started. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Go for a dive.
Share this while it gets loaded. Yeah, Angry Ostrich says in chat, Journey is a wonderful game. It really is.
I'll have to check that one out when I get some time.
Yeah. Okay, Bonnie, I have shared the game with you, so just let me know if you can see and hear it.
Don't see it.
Okay, you might have to click on it in Discord. Let me know if you need me to reshare it. I'll do it again, in case.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
being
I don't see
shared
anything
now.
happening. Hmm.
It's all right. So sometimes on Discord, if you look at the top, it might say that I'm sharing my screen, and then click on that, or if you're able to maximize our chat. If I turn off my camera, can you see it now?
No,
That's
I
all
only
right.
see
We will
myself.
we will we will problem solve this. This is totally okay. While everyone enjoys the soothing water sounds, yeah, not a problem. Okay. All right. So I'm stopping streaming. I'm gonna share my screen with you. Has anything changed on your end? I'm currently streaming.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, you're in.
I can see it now.
Okay, great. Yes. No, I as a Twitch viewer, actually I love when there's a live troubleshooting. I think it's very fun. It makes the stream a little bit more human, This is humans at play as well as humanities at play. Welcome in the Geech. So Bonnie, it might interest you to know we have someone here in chat who says that she has 2 plush nudibranchs and vertebrates represent. That's awesome.
Where did you get your plushies?
Yeah,
I
let us
want one.
let us know where you got your plushies. All right, we're gonna start a new game.
I was thinking about making my own out of like a really large bean bag.
Oh, that's smart.
Thought that would be fun.
Do you have, well, I guess, while we sort of get into the beginning of this game, would you like to talk about nudibranchs and what they are for people who might not know?
Sure. Well, nudibranchs are sea mollusks. They are part of the gastropod family, and they're basically sea slugs. When they're very tiny and they first hatch from their egg, they do have a little tiny, like, clear shell. But very soon afterwards, they ditch their shell and they don't need it anymore for some reason. This is some strange evolution. But we think maybe it has to do with the fact that they like to free swim. And without the shell, they're able to undulate and move a lot faster through the water to escape predators. But yeah, nudibranchs are super cool. They're very small. Generally, they're only like a couple centimeters long. But there are some, like the Spanish dancer, that get really big. They can be like the size of a football or larger. So
Have you seen many in
there's a
person?
lot of diversity. Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen them
Where
for
do you
sure.
go? Do you go to an
Scuba
aquarium
diving.
or while you're diving?
Uh, no, while out diving.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever actually seen one in an aquarium before.
Okay. Okay. So in chat, the Geech says she got hers from the Monterey Bay Aquarium, um, and has
Yes, I've
also
heard that they have them. Mm-hmm.
and has also ordered a custom one from Etsy for our fellow U Chicago alum. Oh, that's great. Okay, so Etsy, the Monterey Bay Aquarium. I don't know why it's so hard to say.
Nice.
It's very cool.
Oh, I thought, could you ask her if, let's see, Monterey Bay, I know they had a program where they were studying nudibranchs. Do they actually have any nudibranchs on display there? Live ones?
That's a good
I
question.
haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah, I've never been there either, but I have a patch of a little otter from a dear friend of mine. I met him when I was on a trip in Mongolia once. I was on a trip with a bunch of elderly tourists from Olympia, Washington, and I made really good friends with one, and he gave me a patch afterwards and it's on my little pin board right now.
Oh,
Oh,
that looks like one of Zeb's monster
it
fish.
does, yeah. I wonder how many of the fish in this game are based on
An
real
Elias
fish.
grouper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know if you
Oh, look, he's
recognize any
going with you.
fish.
Are you riding him?
I love
You
this.
look like Zeb in that show. It's like the scale is about the right thing.
Yeah.
That's how big that thing was.
So I think we're just gonna explore at our own pace. I know there's like a story, but part of this is also me like learning the controls.
Sure. Yeah.
So Bonnie, you've been snorkeling a bunch. Is that scary? I am not. I would say I love the ocean, but I am not familiar with the ocean or diving or anything like that.
Yeah, it definitely is scary at first. It's a completely different world, so it takes some getting used to. I know I started out snorkeling, and then when I started diving, I actually felt a lot more comfortable because something about like being up on the surface, I felt more vulnerable. And then when I started diving down under and really being more immersed, I felt more safe and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I've never been a very good free diver.
Okay.
I have trouble pressurizing my ears, so I haven't been able to be very successful at free diving, which I think is amazing, and I love watching free divers.
Sure.
But I do have quite a bit of experience with scuba. It's a lot of fun.
I wanted to stop because I thought this little shark statue was so funny. It's like a shark with legs, like a little sphinx almost. I went,
Like little paws.
yeah, yeah. This is a new species of shark dog.
He's the missing link
Yeah,
between humans and fish.
really is. And Chat Tan says this game is beautiful. Yeah, it is. Um, I know. I think it makes again for people like me who don't have a lot of experience, like near water, such as like the ocean, rivers, lakes, etc. This is a really lovely like introduction to the creatures who live underneath it, and makes it also a little bit less scary and less mysterious.
Yeah. Or enticing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it would make you want to do something like this.
Yeah. Oh, it's a shiny thing. Okay, press to interact. Oh. All right.
Now you have a robot friend.
Yeah. Hello, robot friend. Okay. Can we, let's see, can we go in here? It's stuck. Oh.
Oh.
Again, I'm very bad at navigating. Kind of this unintuitive, I want to go forward and I end up, instead of going forward, I go down.
Right. Well, sometimes swimming in strong currents feels like that.
Yeah.
Just and then get totally disoriented.
So Bonnie, so you grew up by the ocean?
Oh, like a great white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in Hollywood, Florida, so
Okay.
near the ocean there. Um, we didn't spend a whole lot of time there before we moved up to the mountains of North Carolina. So, but we had a lot of family, and we still have family in Florida. So we always made trips, probably twice a year,
Mm-hmm.
to Florida. And I remember combing the beach with my grandmother, picking up shells, a lot of mollusks,
Yeah.
and inspecting them and trying to understand them and seeing all the things that wash up that came from living mollusks, like the little trap door that they use, the shells.
Uh-huh.
It's called the operculum, and they're really like shiny and dark after they let go of them. So sometimes you'll see those wash up on the beach.
I
Pretty
remember
cool.
I think I saw starfish when I was 7, like not like the, I guess, living starfish, but like starfish on the beach. I guess maybe the more dried up ones. I thought that was very cool. And then it wasn't until later I realized those were living creatures, or once living creatures. And same with sponges, like the original sponges.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, we have a question for you in chat. What is your favorite
sure.
mollusk? And what is, okay, two questions. One, what is your favorite mollusk? And two, what is the most overrated mollusk in your opinion?
Oh, I don't think any of them are overrated. Yeah, of course, my favorite is the nudibranch, and Gill is modeled after the Chromodoris anae, which is a species of nudibranch, a dorid species. So I would say that's probably my favorite mollusk.
Hmm.
It's also, I think, the first mollusk, or close to the first mollusk that I saw. The first, well, not mollusk, but nudibranch I saw diving. I'm not sure if it was an A or could have been an Elizabeth. They have a lot of different variations
Hmm.
of these chromodoris. All I know is that it was blue with yellow stripes, and
Yeah,
it was
they're
beautiful.
really so beautiful. Like the colors are so striking. I think
Yeah,
really I encourage people to Google nudibranchs if they've never seen one or heard of one. And there's so many different types.
yeah. And of course, mollusks include cephalopods. So, I mean, cephalopods are amazing. Like you have the squid and the octopus and the nautilus. I mean, there's just so much variety
Hmm.
within marine mollusks.
I think
I love
nautilus
them
shells
all.
are really beautiful.
Oh, yeah, they really are. And even like the sea abalone, those are a sea snail, which very beautiful shell.
Hmm. I'd say this is an atypical thing that you would find in the ocean. Let's find out what it
Yeah,
is.
might be at Atlantis or something.
Yeah, really beautiful music.
Yeah. I know there are places like in Alexandria, Egypt, or in Greece where you can dive and there really are columns underwater,
Huh. Like
but usually
remnants
they're
of
in
ancient
ruins. Yeah.
civilizations? That's amazing.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Are these manta
Manta rays.
rays? Yeah.
Yeah, manta rays.
Also, I featured in Zeb's book, Chasing Giants. He has quite a few pictures
Oh,
of
he
him
has
like
mantas
holding
in there
them.
too. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. I did a night dive in Hawaii once with manta rays. It was amazing. And you just sit at the bottom of the ocean and they put these big lights up into towards the surface, and the mantas just come because all the animals that they eat are attracted to the light, and the mantas will just do barrel rolls over top of you.
Oh, it's
And they're
amazing.
like, just stay still, don't touch them. And sometimes you're just sitting there and one will like come behind you and just knock you on the head. It's absolutely incredible experience.
Yeah. Okay, well, this one, I wanted to see if I could ride it, and indeed I could. I pressed the shift button, and I love that it's just, I don't even
Yeah.
know where it's taking me.
That's a
I'm
big
not even navigating. It's
size.
taking me for a ride.
That's fun.
Yeah. Well, maybe it is just taking me on a circle. I was wondering if it was going to take me to like a destination, but maybe it will. Bonnie, what did you think about the movie Finding Nemo? I'm curious.
Oh, I really like Finding Nemo. Yeah, that was really sweet.
I didn't see Finding Dory, but
Oh, yeah, that one's really cute too. I think, yeah, they had a whale shark in the Dory one. Is it Finding Dory? It is Finding
yeah,
Dory,
I
right?
think so.
The name of it. Yeah, they had a whale shark and a beluga whale. So some new characters.
Yep.
Oh, and the octopus is great in
Okay.
Finding Dory. Yeah, I love the way they personify the different species, but you can really tell that they have been observing them to come up with these personalities. Like, I kind of had to do the same with Gill. I had to kind of come up with a personality for the Nudibranch,
Mm-hmm.
which I had never seen anyone really do before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what
With the
inspired you
Nudibranch.
to write a book about nudibranchs? Like, have you just had this idea
Mostly,
in your head for a long time, or?
yes, yeah, I have. Um, when I started diving, I was really attracted to them and the colors and the shapes. So then I started painting, and a lot of my paintings were abstract, but they were very much based on those colors, palettes, and shapes.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I've been painting nudibranchs for a long time. And then when I started writing children's books, I just noticed that there weren't many picture books out there about
Yeah,
nudibranchs.
I think yours is the first
So
that I know about.
yeah, I've seen a couple of nonfiction ones, but nothing with that, fictional hook to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I always knew that like there was gonna, nudity was gonna be a theme for the book because it's just so perfect.
It is. No, I love it. The exclamation points when Nudi's like, "And I'm naked."
Yeah.
That's great.
It may have been why people like shied away from it. I don't know, but I definitely found a publisher who was brave enough to take it on. I did have some even raunchier jokes in there that I think we got rid of some of them or toned them down a little.
Welcome in, Kiptaku. Hello. Okay, so we have a comment in chat, which is actually we have a couple of comments. So first, Anger Ostrich says, "I think being in an ocean at night would terrify me. Have you ever done any like night diving or anything like that?"
Oh yeah, yeah, it is scary, but it's also absolutely amazing. I mean, to just especially when there's really good visibility and you
Uh-huh.
can just shine a flashlight and see all the animals that are sleeping. I
Yeah.
have I have a new book that I'm actually working on now called Sleepy Sea, and it talks about sea animals who are sleeping.
Okay.
And a lot of that is inspired by my night dives. But yeah, then there's animals like the octopus is very active at night. And I remember being on a wreck dive, and this octopus was just rolling across the sand. It was just like out
Yeah.
there,
I think octopi are
not afraid of
fascinating.
anything.
Yeah, they're so smart, right? Um,
Yeah, they are.
what is this? Very cool. So I know that this game was in part inspired by Sumerian mythology. That's in part where the name of this
Cool.
game comes
Yeah.
from. We have another comment. So the Geech said, at the Audubon in New Orleans, you can feed some of the rays. It's so fun. They just slurp. That is the sound.
Yeah.
Vacuum up the little fishes. Very cool.
Yeah.
Where we're going? Well, I guess we have all these. Are these
And then you have sharks
jellyfish?
that just slurp up the rays.
Yep.
Little circle of life.
uh, question in chat: are we going to get the director's unrated cut of Nudi Gill one day?
Yeah, that would be great. I'll sell the adult version.
Can you tell us more about some of the other books that you've done? So I mentioned one when I was reading your bio, but what else? What other publishing projects have you created, Bonnie? Whether it's writing or
Well,
illustrating.
yeah, I have a book coming out in October. I think it's October 3rd, called In a Cave, and it was written by Heather Ferranti Kinzer. And so I did all the illustrations for it. And this is another one that I drew on my inspirations from world travel to help me illustrate it. I did explore quite a few caves during my travels, and it was just so much fun to illustrate.
Oh my
Just,
goodness!
oh, hello. It's
Oh,
a great one.
oh no!
Did he eat your robot?
He
Is that what happened?
did.
Oh,
Well,
I'm glad he didn't eat you.
yeah. Well, that was very unexpected. I was having this like very calm and chill moment. And also just like
I know.
you're reminded the ocean is I guess sharks need to eat too.
Right. Yes. I was so into Shark Week this year, watching all of the new shows. Lots of shows about great whites. And scary enough how they've been coming in closer and closer to shore lately.
Interesting.
And
I
the
didn't know
scientists are
that.
trying to figure out why.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it has to do with the global climate change.
Mm.
And they're acting a little more competitive towards food.
Yeah, that is scary hearing about how like the temperature of a lot of oceans are rising.
But they say the great white is starting to adapt to these warmer waters too. Like they're seeing them off the shore of Indonesia in warmer waters, more tropical waters where they haven't seen them before. So
Uh,
interesting.
in chat, Kiptaka said Sumerian culture and mythos is very interesting. I'm very fascinated by that, and also the stories about the Anunnaki. I know almost nothing about Sumerian mythology, so that's really great that you are a fan, and I would love to learn more. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Nagich,
Tell us if you see any symbols or anything and what they mean.
yeah, please do. And then I guess when a shark ate our robot, Nagich said, try and explain that to your funding agency. Yep. Okay, what is this mysterious thing? Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Did you do anything to make that happen, or
So if I
was it
press
just being there?
spacebar, I have this like little sonar thing. I don't know what it does, but I press spacebar to see if anything would happen. That's sometimes how
Okay.
games work. It's like you can do a thing with your character, so you just press it until something happens.
Right.
Yeah, so this do you see that little circle? That's my little sonar. Was the sonar attacking those other fish? No, in Garage, I don't think so. Just friendly yelling. Okay, it looks like we're Like a little whirlpool? What is happening? Oh,
like a current.
yeah. Again, really lovely music and super reminiscent of Journey for anyone who has played.
Cool. It's interesting the graphics, how they make it kind of blurry. Like when you are in a current, sometimes you'll get those thermoclines where hot water and cold water are mixing together, and it has this sort of wavy look to it.
Oh my goodness.
Don't worry, the fish will get out of your way.
Yeah.
I took my son snorkeling. He was so afraid of a fish touching him.
Aww.
I was like, they're not going to touch you, honey. They're going to get out of your way.
How old is he?
Well, he's 13.
Okay. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Are these dolphins?
Yeah.
I heard the little squeaks.
They're cute.
Yeah, I want to see where we're going. Okay, we're being led toward another sort of tunnel. I really love the use of color in this game. Sorry?
The great white just flew by.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going deep now.
Yeah. Where are we going?
Bioluminescent creatures. Oh, my. Oh, hello.
Oh. As someone who is an artist and illustrator, like, how do you feel about all the colors in this game? I'm really loving it.
Yeah, I really like the palette. They really do have those bright purple sea sponges like that. Those are real.
Yeah, I was going to ask how much of this is sort of, true to life and also fantastical at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, things like the doorway where it's kind of like a coral fan.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. It's not a real thing, but it's very much like a real thing.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can open it.
Sea fans look like that. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I need like a new robot to do this. Okay. Will that help? Oh, okay. It looks like I might need to find a new robot. I'm guessing that's what that symbol means.
Only the robot can open the doorway.
Yeah. And then Kevtaka said, I'm sadly underqualified to tell anything about the symbols. I mostly consume stories and learning through audio while working. Oh, that's awesome. So you listen to audiobooks and like podcasts and things about mythology. Very cool.
That's nice.
Another one of these statues, except this one. It's the same one. Oh, and these are like these little eels.
This looks almost like a turtle? I don't know. Oh no, you're right. It is the shark. He's pointing the other way.
Yeah.
He's got little legs.
I know. I love that. And then
it kind of looks like he's sitting on a toilet, though. Just like a really strange position.
Yeah, it's really funny. And then I'm glad nothing's like violent in this game. Oh no, I scared it. Little
Oh,
eel.
did you see this? The garden eels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little garden eels poking up.
How do they just bury into the sand?
Yeah, they just retract.
I love that.
Those actually look more like flame eels. But yeah, rays, stingrays really love those. They go and like slurp them up like spaghetti.
Well, they look like spaghetti, so I don't blame them.
Yeah.
And then these look like giant like oysters or maybe. Yeah. Oh, so cool.
Yeah, looks like a clam.
I love how they interact with you.
Clam.
Like they're not just static, like environmental things. Like when you get close, like they actually close up or disappear. I'm just gonna explore.
And they do that in real life too. They will, like when they sense someone near, like they can sense light and dark. So if they sense a shadow over them, they'll close up.
The Geach says, a friend of mine, Andrew Middleton, makes dive maps. Oh, that's super cool, especially for Monterey. He had a project to make a VR kelp forest at one point. And then
Oh,
I
awesome.
love garden eels, little sand noodles.
I know, garden eels. I want to write a story about the garden eels.
Yeah.
They're just so cute. Their little faces are adorable.
All right, we'll go into this cave. I think that's where the game wants us to go next. I love how bright and colorful everything are. So these fish, Bonnie, like the yellow, white, and black ones, those look familiar. Do you know what those are? I feel like I've seen those before.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you don't
I think they're
know.
like the one from Nemo.
Yeah. I forget what it's.
What was his name? Yeah. It's not an angelfish, but
Oh, look, we found a new robot. Okay, come with us, and I'm sorry if you get eaten next by the shark.
look at all the eels.
I know.
like, ooh, what you got?
Oh, these
Garden
they have
eels.
little tiny faces here too. Super cute.
Yeah.
Oh, and if I do that, they'll disappear. It's really funny.
Yeah. They get startled so easily. It's like when you're swimming up on them, you think you're in like seagrass, and then all of a sudden the grass disappears.
Yeah, well, when I first got into the cave, I thought, oh, there's a bunch of like grass or kelp or something, and then I realized they would, retract back
They're
in.
alive.
Oh. All right, so I think we can go back to that coral door now. Angry Ostrich said that was the grumpy one in Nemo, the yellow, white, and black fish.
yeah. He was like the kind of the know-it-all one.
Would you ever want to get into like animation or have like your own like cartoon or movie someday, Bonnie? Like outside
Oh,
of
I would love
illustrating?
it. I would love it. Um, yeah, they call that like optioning out. Like say someone like said, "Oh, Nudi Gill, this would make a great cartoon series." You can put together a pitch and send it to, like Disney, Nickelodeon, whoever you want to,
Mm-hmm.
and see if anyone picks it up. And it's great because as the creator, I can just sort of, be like, "Here's my idea. Go to town with it."
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
obviously it's too much work for one person to take on. They need a whole team of creators to
Yeah,
put
I know
something like that
animation is a
together.
ton of work. I know someone who does it, and
It
it's
is.
really, really cool. I wanted to ask you, what did you study when you were at RISD?
I actually studied printmaking.
Okay.
Yeah. But as a fine arts major, I had a lot of extra electives. So that's why I like being in fine arts. So I actually took like woodworking
Oh,
and
it's so cool.
glass blowing and ceramics. And I took so many different classes when I was there. It was so much fun.
Would you ever get back into any of that, like making ceramics or woodworking?
Yeah, I have a saw, so a table saw. So I have done a little bit of woodworking here. And then ceramics, I did some when I first got out of school. I actually apprenticed with a ceramicist um, and learned a lot more about that. I love it. I haven't done it in a long time, but I love building things with clay, and I also love the wheel. The wheel is
Yeah.
just amazing.
I've always wanted to try that.
Mm-hmm.
Are these orcas, by the way?
Yeah, sure. Apparently, there just recently, like a year or two ago, there was a big pod of orcas that came in and killed a lot of great whites in South
Oh
Africa.
my goodness.
It was kind of like where they filmed the Air Jaws
Uh-huh.
shows, where the sharks just come right out of the water. But yeah, all these orcas came in and kind of decimated the population.
Oh no.
So this Shark Week, they were talking about finding new places to film air jaws, and they found some off the coast of New Zealand down by Stewart Island, where they were going to
Yeah. We
see
have
if they could get the sharks to jump.
a couple comments in chat. So, a Moorish idol is what I think they're called,
Moorish
based on some
Idol, that's
quick
it.
Googling. Yes.
Yes,
All
good
right.
job. Thank you.
And then
That's it.
also added, orcas have been causing grief for ships lately, I think.
Wow. Okay. What are they doing, I wonder?
Yeah, let us, what do you mean by grief?
it's it's kind of cool because it's like, okay, they're fighting back.
Yeah. So I feel like part of this game, right, is, this sort of open world exploring and this really appreciation for the wonders of the ocean. And I think there's also this message
Yeah.
about, um, gosh, I don't know the term for it. It's not deforestation, but when the ocean starts dying and like when coral reefs are dying, I feel like that's what this reminds me of. It's like not colorful anymore. It's kind of dark and
Yeah,
sad.
everything's kind of shriveled up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's our job to restore the ocean.
Oh,
And it's
I
also a
wish
lot
we
harder
could
to
that
swim.
easily.
Yeah, like it's very slow going in these parts.
No.
Hmm.
I love that silhouette.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay,
just goes white.
we're back.
Hmm.
Bonnie, can you tell us more about traveling the world twice?
Yeah. So basically, I was working for the Smithsonian, and I love my job and everything, but I was just so tempted by all the things I was seeing and learning about. And I was like, I have to go see the world.
Uh-huh.
So I basically sold my condo and quit my job and just started traveling. Got a backpack and headed out, got a bunch of
Wow.
visas. And yeah,
How old were
the only
you? Can
reason
I
I
can I ask
traveled the
this?
world twice was because I had to go back and get more visas. And
I see.
it wasn't as easy to get visas back then. Yeah, because I was in my early 30s when
Mm-hmm.
I did this. So, and I'm in my 50s now. It was a while ago, but yeah, it was such an amazing adventure.
What countries did you get to visit?
Oh gosh. Well, I had already been to Europe pretty much everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I had done an exchange program during college. But I did hit Europe again and Africa, went on some safaris and
Very cool.
did some diving, actually trekked up Mount Kilimanjaro, which
Wow.
was a big challenge for me because I was never really into exercise before I started traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually did quite a bit of training for that hike before I set off.
How long did that take?
But,
That sounds really intense.
Kilimanjaro, I took 7 days, which is
Okay.
sort of a long time. People do it in less
Mm-hmm.
time, but I wasn't sure how I was gonna, um, my body was gonna react to the
Sure.
altitude. So if you take longer, you have more time to go up and
Mm-hmm.
then go back down and then go back up and then go back down. And it helps your body adjust to the altitude a lot better. So
Yeah.
your chances of successfully summiting are better.
Do you have photos? Did you have like a
And we did
camera
it.
with
We
you?
made it. Yes, I did. I have so many photos from those days. So many photos. I don't really know what to do with all of them.
Well, they could inspire
If
another
anyone
book
has any
someday.
ideas, let me
Yeah.
know.
Okay, so in chat, so this is regarding the orcas. Our friend
Mhm.
orcas here who look very peaceful, but headline from a Live Science article, orcas have sunk 3 boats in Europe and appear to be teaching others to do the same. But why? So some people speculate that might be because there was a traumatized orcas that was getting revenge. So like ramming boats, breaking
Revenge.
rudders.
I love it.
But others say
Yeah.
maybe they're just playing. Who knows? It's a mystery.
They're bored.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm glad that we restored this part of the ocean.
Yeah, this looks lovely. Yeah, orcas are very intelligent. So I wouldn't put revenge past them. Nope. Not at
Yeah.
all.
Or it's like when you read about
Oh, they can't
elephants,
do
right?
that.
Elephants who have like the longest memory and yeah, will remember if you're kind to
Right?
them or not kind and treat you
Yeah.
accordingly. So I have a theory that this game teaches you to be patient. Like you can't just like zoom to the entrance. Like it really, because I'm swimming very slowly. Again, like it really wants you to appreciate the
Yeah.
environment.
It wants you to, yeah, look around. Maybe there are other things that it wants to show you.
Yeah, that fish looks the one with like the what is that called? This one is that unicorn fish? I forget. It has like the little kind of beaky horn sticking out of it.
It's a unicorn fish.
Just tracing it, and then I don't really know my fish. I only know them from actually like nature documentaries and playing video games.
Right. Like a little pirate there. Oh, he's right in front.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Dory. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a bunch of dories.
Yeah. And I see some parrotfish. Here comes a whole bunch of
Yeah,
parrotfish.
little pink
Those
and
are really
green ones.
beautiful. So many different colors in them.
Okay. Let's see if I can slowly, very slowly make my way to the entrance.
So many fish.
Yeah.
They're all just like, where are you going?
Really interesting. There are all these like remnants of like a lost civilization or something, or like mer people. Am I
Yeah.
waving goodbye? Look at my hand. It just
Oh,
suddenly stuck. I'm not doing this. The game just did this.
is it glass? Did something,
I don't know. Well, okay. I
maybe the
will.
door closed? What are those orange things?
Yeah, they look like pots. I don't think I can interact with them, unfortunately, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're like faces.
Really amazing detail. Like just like the closer we get, like the more you see.
Yeah.
Oh, here's our friend. I'm just gonna call him Bruce.
There's a shark painting.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And all these shark statues, really mysterious. I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm, a lot of symbols, a lot of fish symbols. Like I don't know if you see like shells and different kinds of fish, scales.
Right. I can imagine the shark being an object of worship for sure, because
Mm-hmm.
it's, it's been it's been here so long.
Yeah.
Like before the dinosaurs, really, just there's been sharks.
Okay. Let's see. We'll go into the next room. Where
That's
what's?
why it's so upsetting to think about them being, you know, annihilated by us.
Yeah. Yeah. They just want to live
All the
peacefully.
time they've been here.
Broken shards. All right. Let's see what lays beyond. And I think after this next area, we can probably take a break and then move on to the second portion of our stream.
Okay.
But
That's a nice bait ball there.
is that what is it called?
A bait ball? When the fish like swim around
Uh-huh.
in a circle like that, they call it a bait ball.
Oh yeah. Is that the shark or is that just a really big fish? Just some really big fish floating around.
Yeah, it does look like. Oh, there's a shark for sure. Definitely
Several.
sharks with a white
Oh.
tip. Yeah.
Random yellow fish? I don't know what kind of
Ooh, That might be like a wahoo or something,
Yeah. I want to swim towards these fish and
or
see what
mahi
happens.
mahi. You know, they kind of have that flat face. And this could be like swordfish.
Yeah. Oh, here's another triangle.
Oh,
Oh, another shark statue down there. I feel like whoever made this game must have just really loved the ocean and the creatures inside the ocean. Like, I wonder how much research they did, like the artists and the creator.
yeah. I would think they were divers
Yeah.
because the divers' movements are very natural, and the way they have the fish sort of schooling, and
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely a lot of real observation from nature.
Yeah. Come on, turn around. Okay.
I could see playing this and just having hours just pass by.
Yeah, I think right, if instead of playing it, well, I mean we are playing it no matter what, but right, I could just sort of swim around the fish, right, and just talk to you the whole time instead of
Right?
progressing the storyline. I wonder if other like marine biologists or fish enthusiasts have studied this game. I think it'd be really cool to get their take on it.
Yeah.
What was your favorite country, or do you have like a list of favorite countries from when you were traveling around the world?
Ooh, yeah, that's really hard. Um, gosh, yeah, that's really hard. I mean, I love New Zealand. New Zealand is an amazing place. So much to do there. They're really into adventure tourism
Hmm.
there. So they make it really easy for novices to come and do, crazy things that you'd never imagine yourself doing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, I loved going to Vietnam. I love Borneo is amazing. Um, gosh, Japan is spectacular. Uh, India, I love India
I'm very
so
jealous. I want to
much.
go to all these places.
Yeah, so India, I went like first I toured the south, and then I toured the north, and I could really tell the difference.
Hmm.
Like a lot of differences, but they're both so amazing, so beautiful,
Yeah. Okay, there is this
and the
chain.
temples. Oh, yeah, maybe an anchor or something. You can find a shipwreck.
So I saw temples all over India.
Yeah.
Were they the temples where like if you're a traveler, like they'll give you food?
Uh, yeah, I remember we went to a Sikh temple, and we actually helped them make chapatis.
Oh, so cool.
So that was fun.
Yeah. In chat,
But yeah, the Sikhs will often serve food to people who come to the temple.
John says definitely have a few of those places on my list of places to see. Yeah, which one specifically? Let us know. Okay, here's another interesting. So this chain, this broken chain,
Hmm.
is tied to the statue. More
Oh,
statues. Oh, they're everywhere. And I have so many questions. Oh, now there's symbols as you get closer. John says New Zealand and Japan.
yes. Two very different places, but both amazing in their own way.
Mm-hmm. My brother and his wife, my sister-in-law, went to New Zealand for their honeymoon. They got a lot of
Right.
pictures. Well, I think they visited the Hobbit, the Hobbit town, and then they got pictures of
Right.
them like petting animals.
Right. Yeah, they have a like. I think there's a whole guidebook you can get. It's like Lord of the Rings tour of New Zealand. You can see all the set sites.
I interact with this.
I actually was like this close to signing up for mountaineering school when I
Yeah.
went to New Zealand. Yeah. Oh man, I almost did it. Uh, but it really would have changed my plans
Well,
significantly.
you can go
So
back again someday,
yeah,
hopefully.
right. I don't think I could do it now. I don't have
Oh,
the strength.
slowly. I have
Yeah.
friends who have been training for, I don't know if it's Kilimanjaro or a different mountain, but there's a mountain that they've been like, they like put weights on them and then they go up and down a bunch of stairs. And this is like in preparation for hiking. Seems very
Yeah,
hardcore.
sure. Yeah. Especially if you're going to be backpacking. Yeah, you need the weight.
Yeah. We have a question
It
for
makes a
you in
big
chat,
difference.
Bonnie. Real
Hmm.
Girl asks, Bonnie, how have your world travels influenced your writing? That's a great question.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like I said, in a cave, I had a lot of caving experiences. So that definitely affected the way I approached that book.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know like the author had even envisioned a show cave, like you might go to Luray Caverns or something, and there would be lights up on the caves and stuff. But when I read it, I had much more of a natural cave in my mind. So when I started doing the sketches, it was all in a natural cave. So she was like, "Oh wow, I never imagined that." Or, I added a lot of. It was a wet cave. I put a lot of water in the cave, and you know, sometimes show caves don't have much water. Um, so yeah, I think it definitely my experience is definitely. Oh, look at the little manatees!
Yeah, I'm
Oh
trying
my
to see if I
gosh,
can.
they're so
I
cute.
want to ride one.
But they're like dugongs or manatees.
Will you let me ride
So
you?
if you can see its little front paws, if they have toenails, they're manatees.
Oh, is that how you tell them
Oh, it's so
apart?
cute. Yeah, from a dugong.
Can we, let's see. I can change the.
Maybe he's a dugong.
And I love how his
Oh,
back has like the
they're
little
so cute.
little growths.
Yeah. I wonder what's on him. He's got like moss growing on him or algae
Yeah,
or something.
this is funny.
Or carpet.
Welcome in, Ninja. Hello. And then Tan says he
Oh,
definitely wants to also go to New Zealand and Japan.
yes. They're so beautiful.
Oh, these are now like
Um,
sorry, hammerhead sharks, right?
yeah, for sure.
Like a shark civilization.
Yeah. So there's definitely some shark worship happening here with these
Yeah.
people. Mhm. Yeah. Just a word from experience. If you're hiking in Japan, just be careful. I got lost so many times.
Oh no.
I even had like a special guidebook for hiking in Japan. But the thing is that a lot of hikers sort of go off on different trails, and a lot of the trails kind of splinter off into little
Mm-hmm.
trails. And sometimes it's really hard to stay on the correct trail in
Sure.
Japan.
I can see that.
So it's easy to get turned around and lost. The trees are very big. And so just keep that in mind if you go. But definitely do it because the hikes are amazing. The trees are incredible, just so beautiful. Like if you think of the mossy areas with the moss growing up the trees and everything,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like that everywhere. It's so pretty.
Yeah, I hope to go
Oh,
someday.
here the chain is moving.
Yeah, I wonder, I think there's like some sort of puzzle here that I'm supposed to figure out. Although we are towards the end of our time, so I think it's okay if we don't figure it out and I just kind of swim around for a little bit. The black and red fish are really beautiful too. It looks like they're wearing little outfits. I've never,
Little jacket.
yeah, I don't know if those are real fish or these are just ones created for the game, but very cool. And then I saw a turtle earlier. I don't know if you saw that turtle that swam by us. And there's another shark too. Well, I hope for everyone in chat or who's watching, I hope this inspires you to play this game. Because I don't think we're gonna solve the mystery of it today, but I know I definitely want to. I also want to. I wish I could ride that turtle. Okay, I think we'll take a break here in just a little bit. So we'll take about a 5 minute
Oh, so I'm
break.
seeing I was just looking up that red and black one. It
Oh
looks
yeah.
like a sheephead fish.
Okay, a sheep head.
Sheephead fish.
Oh, and lots of dories.
Yeah. Old school of Dory.
Yeah. Where'd the turtle left? No, wait.
Oh, there's a shadow. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
He might be going up for air.
Okay, maybe before we take a break, let's see if I can. I just wanted to say hi to the turtle. Okay, well, I'll get up
Yeah.
there.
So sea turtles, that's something that you should know if you go snorkeling with sea turtles is never swim over top of them because they won't come up for air if something's over top of them.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's good to
Yeah.
know.
So always make sure you're side to side with them or
Okay.
underneath them.
And are they friendly? Will they, I guess, unless you
Oh, yeah.
antagonize them, they wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. They're sweethearts of the sea for sure.
Okay, oh, we got a bunch of turtles here now. Okay, I just want to see if I can
Yeah.
ride one. There's a shark.
Oh, looks like a sunfish. That's a mola mola.
Come here, turtle. This is our
Like,
goal.
nope, not having it.
Okay, I'll try to not swim on top of him. Oh, no. Come back. This might not happen. I'm a very bad swimmer. Okay, this is all right.
You're doing great.
Okay, close.
Yeah, those funny looking fish. Those are the sunfish.
Oh, okay. The big, like, gray, white ones. That
Uh-huh. Yeah, their fins are like up and down. Yeah.
I also really like how flounders have their, like the eyes that are side to
Right.
side. Yeah, really fascinating.
One-sided. Hmm.
Okay, I don't think I'll be able to catch a turtle, but that's okay.
Must have taken a lot of years of evolution to get both those eyes over on the same
I
side.
know, yeah, really fascinating. Let me ride the sunfish.
Yeah, he's big.
Okay, instead of the turtle, I'll take a ride in the sunfish so we can see. Yeah, really, I love the coloring and yeah, just it's just kind of this round, kind of like lumpy, really, really, really cute. Oh. All right, I'm going to exit the game. Thank you, Bonnie, for playing this with me.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Okay,
I want to go back.
I know you should get this game. It's not on
I
Switch. I think
should.
it must be on Switch. It's also I'm playing on a computer right now. That's another option.
Okay, yeah, we have Switch. Mhm.
Okay, so we're gonna
Oh, and
take
I know we were talking about Mist too, and I was reading up on Mist, and it's back. You can
yeah,
still play it, and for free.
Mrs. Great. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, friends in chat, we're gonna take a 5 minute break and then we will be back. So stick around and we'll ask Bonnie all the questions when we're back. See you very soon. Hi, everyone. I hope you had a good break. Thanks for sticking around. So, we are back with Bonnie Kelso, who, if you missed our introduction earlier, Bonnie is our featured Nevada Center for the Book 2023 author for the National Book Festival this year. This is for the Great Reads for Great Places initiative. Every year, all of the Center for the Books around the country get to select two authors, one for children/YA literature, and the other is for an adult book. Bonnie is our YA/children's book author this year, and we all get to go to the National Book Festival in Washington, D.C. This year it's taking place actually next week. Can you believe it, Bonnie? It's next Saturday. Time flies. Oh my
I
goodness.
know. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so Bonnie and I will be tabling at our Nevada table next Saturday in Washington, D.C. I don't know if any of you will be in an area. If you happen to be in D.C., come say hi. But if you aren't, we'll have pictures and I'm sure maybe a couple videos for you afterwards. So, Bonnie, this is the portion of our stream where our chat gets to know you a little bit better. I know throughout the gameplay portion, we are casually chatting and I ask you a bunch of questions. But here is where we can talk a little bit more about your book, about your other work. If people want to ask you more questions about New Zealand and Japan, they can do so as well. So, yeah,
Sounds
please
good.
feel free. Yeah, everyone in chat, if you have questions for Bonnie, feel free to drop them and I'll read them as they come up. But I'll get us started. Bonnie, I like to always ask these sort of like origin story questions. I asked you a little bit earlier, like what about, what got you interested in the ocean or if you grew up by the ocean. But I want to know, like, have you always known that you wanted to be an artist or an illustrator or a writer? Like when you were little, what did you sort of see yourself being and how did you get to where you are today?
Yeah, actually, let me show you.
Oh, we love show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell. I framed this. This is a little thing that I wrote when I was like 7 years old. I
Okay.
actually have very good handwriting,
Yeah, you had really good. Is that
but
cursive? My goodness.
it says Bonnie Kelso. When I grow up, when I grow up. Oh, when I grow up, that's the title. When I grow up, I want to write books because I like to draw and write. I want two children. I want a dog too.
Did all that come true?
Yes.
That's really funny.
Dog anymore, but I have two children and writing and illustrating books, which is amazing. And you know, I I didn't remember writing that, but I'm not surprised that I wrote that. And when I found it, when I was digging through my stuff, and yeah, I was like, okay, now's the time. Start writing those books. So, this my career has gone through a lot of different transitions, and this is just another, you know, new episode of my career, and I'm really enjoying it. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Well, I guess when I was reading your bio, so you were an exhibit designer. What does that
Hmm.
entail? And it was also for the Smithsonian, for NASA, for National Geographic.
Yeah, yeah, I've worked for a lot of different companies. When I first got out of art school, I didn't know what to do. So I floundered around for about a year and a half. And then I got an internship working for an exhibit design company. And that changed everything. I was like, ooh, this is fun. And these projects are really interesting. And I'm learning so much. And I love to learn. I mean, that's my big thing is I always need to be learning something new.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just picked up on it right away. My father was an architect, so I was already familiar with drafting. I had never done any drafting myself, but I'd always grown up around it and been around it. And so I basically learned how to draft. And at that time, we weren't using computers even. We were using the drafting board and all the drafting materials and stuff that I had always seen around the house at my dad's office. And it was cool. I was like, I felt like I belonged there. And then when the computers came in, I really got into graphic design. So I was really starting. I caught on to the computers really fast, self-taught, and they were like, "Yeah, Bonnie, start doing all the graphics for all these exhibits." And so then I got kind of like into that part of it because we just realized how much easier it is to make graphics on the computer. Um, so yeah, I did that job for about 12 years.
Hmm.
Um, Worked for a couple different companies, one of them being the Smithsonian. But even when I worked for other companies that were more like external contractors for the Smithsonian or National Geographic, we did a lot of trade shows for NASA. So we did also a what was it? A visitor center for Goddard Space Flight Center. So that was a lot of fun. And that one was really interesting because it was a while ago, right? But it was all about um, earth science. And even at that time, we had lots of concerns about global warming and just the changes in our environment. So unfortunately, we're still there.
It's true.
But, yeah.
Is it possible to still see any of your work today? Or I guess there must be a lot of turnover, but I don't know if there's any like signage
There
or
is.
yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of photos of the exhibits I did. I don't really know. Yeah, I would be curious too to see when I go back to DC. My plan is to go visit some of the museums and just peek around and see if anything's still there. I have no idea.
Yeah, can you let me know which ones? I would love to see because I think I have is it a half day? I don't know. I feel like I have at least one day or at least an afternoon or a morning where it would be fun
Uh-huh.
to peek around.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the only one I don't even know. I mean, I bet none of them are there anymore. I mean, it's been like 20 years, so it's a long time.
Hmm.
That's how much time I've been here in Nevada.
Yeah. Well, what made you move to Nevada? So you grew up in Florida, Hollywood, Florida, and then you said you were in North
Uh-huh.
Carolina for a little bit. So
North
how did you end
Carolina,
up
and then
in?
Virginia,
Yeah.
and then my family moved to Virginia, and that's where I got. So that's where I went to high school and everything. I got exposed to the museums. So I always knew I was attracted to the museums, but I never really thought about a career in the
Hmm.
museums for some reason. But I definitely wanted to be an artist, and I applied to art schools and got into RISD, which is a very well-known school. So I was like, I'm going to
Yeah.
RISD. And then my parents were like, oh no, she's going to RISD. We got to come up with some money. So yeah, it was a struggle for sure financially. I remember doing a lot of jobs. I worked a lot while I was at RISD. I did a lot of teacher assistant and that kind of stuff. Worked in their museum. I worked in the library. I worked as a, lab monitor and that kind of stuff. I did all kinds of jobs when
Hmm.
I was there at RISD. But I got through it. I got through it. And my dad, he started taking on some extra remodeling, like remodeling people's houses and stuff on the side to help pay for my education. But yeah, then see, after college, um, what was your question? I lost
Oh yeah,
track.
how did you end up in Nevada?
Oh, Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So my parents, I was obviously very close to my parents. They moved to Las Vegas. They had had a timeshare there for a while, and we used to go for family vacations. And then they were like, "I think we're going to move there to retire." And so I was like, "Okay, I think I'm going to quit my job and travel the world and all this stuff." So we all left Virginia at the same time,
Hmm.
and then I ended up back in Nevada after my travels and met my former husband and had my kids and stuff. And so I started settling down and making roots in Nevada as well. And it was good because I could still, my parents are aging and I could keep an eye on them. And so it just made sense to stay.
Yeah. In chat, welcome in, Kara. Thank you for your comment. She says, that sounds stressful having so many jobs, but at the same time, so many different experiences you've had.
Yeah, no, it was exciting for sure. And I love it. I feel like, you know, you reach, I don't know, a person like me, I reach a point with something where it's like, it's not much fun anymore. Like the spark is fading. And I want to be giving my best to the position. So
Hmm.
when I feel like if I'm not giving my best and 100% of myself to the job, then I feel like it's time to shift gears and find something where I can do that. Because I mean, let's face it, we spend so much time working. Like you're not doing yourself any favor. You're not doing the organization any favors by staying and trudging it out if you're not passionate about it anymore. So
Hmm.
that's kind of how I felt about it. And I just had to always trust that, something else was coming. Something else would, you know, come around and I'd pick up on that.
Yeah. Well, now you're writing and illustrating and you're fulfilling
Hmm.
your 7-year-old dreams, which I love.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like you see any of yourself in your children? Like, do you see themselves also like inspired by, I don't know, like any of the travels or like your own interests? Like, do you think they're going to go into like art at all or no?
I don't know. I don't know. My youngest is definitely an artist. He loves to draw and paint and design things. He's really into tanks right now. Like he is 11 and
Uh-huh.
he's always designing new tanks and drawing them out and doing like section elevations of tanks. And I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see him like taking that design element that's in me and his grandfather,
Mhm.
and really using it in his own way.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. My older son, he's designing his own video game. So I think that's really exciting. And
Hmm.
he wants me to help him with the graphics and stuff, but I encourage him to make some of the graphics himself too.
Hmm.
So we're kind of learning together and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're both very creative. They like me, they're kind of like introverted in that way. Like they can just, get into their own little world and stay there and stay focused,
Hmm.
which I think is really cool. Um, but they also like, to be social too and do things with groups. And there's a nice balance there.
Yeah. No, thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. And Real Girl says in chat, yeah, agree with that work-life balance. Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
I wanted to
Yeah.
pivot a little bit and ask you, I think just getting back to Nudi Gill, which is our wonderful book. If you haven't seen the cover, here it is. You can also learn more on Bonnie's website, and if you can also Google this. How long did it take for you to, I guess, from beginning to end, I guess, conceive of the idea and then see it published? I think, the publishing industry is so industry, and it's really interesting. And I feel like for adult writers and children writers, like there's just so much competition, and then there's so many wonderful
There is.
ideas. So it's like, how do you get started? And then,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just curious how that went for
Um,
you.
well, let's see, around to 2018, I think, is when the Nudi Gill idea started to blossom. And I have a lot of gratitude for Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators.
Hmm.
We do have a Nevada chapter here. I'm now the illustrator coordinator of the group because it really taught me so much about the industry, what's expected, how to query. Um, Got me hooked up with other writers and illustrators, and we were able to critique each other's work. And I really was able to improve my craft quite a bit. It is very different than like fine art or any other type of graphic design. There's specific things that publishers are looking for. And so there's a bit of a learning curve. So I would say from beginning to end, getting Nudie Gill from my head onto the shelves was like a 5 to 6 year process. And that being my first debut book. So I think generally people can expect it to take that long,
Wow.
if not longer. I know people who have worked, 10 years at their craft trying to get it to the published state. And it is very competitive. And the more time you put into it and the more effort you put into it, of course, the further along you're going to get and the faster you're going to learn. But it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I'm glad you had that
But
network.
NCBWI definitely, yeah, it definitely helps a lot. And there are other spinoffs from there that you'll learn about after you get into that. Different, uh, like Storyteller Academy is based here in Las Vegas. Actually, Ari Chung teaches those classes. He really goes into depth about putting together dummies. So specifically for author illustrators who need to present a dummy. There's also a really strong kidlit community on Twitter or X, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever it
we
is
don't know
right
what it
now.
is now.
Yeah, so you can find them just with the hashtag Kidlit. You'll find tons of those people to connect with. And the nice thing about it is, yes, it is very competitive, but it is very welcoming and very open and very friendly group of people. So there's no cutthroat activity going on there at all, which I remember from art school.
Yeah.
It was a little tough sometimes, but this is so different. This is really because we love kids and we love books and we love drawing and everything's great and wonderful and rainbows and fluff and
Yeah, because in the
just
end,
the
I
type
mean,
of
it's
people.
for children, right? It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want children to read. Well, first we want people. Yeah, we want
Yeah.
readers. We want them to be excited.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't. There
Yeah.
shouldn't be any
And you'll be
competition.
mixed in with, artists and teachers and librarians and, all kinds of people who, are coming at it from different angles.
Hmm.
So it's really cool. It's a cool community.
Yeah. Oh, we have a first time chatter. Welcome in, Arcane Scourge. Good evening from the Netherlands. My goodness, it is evening there. It's
Hey,
only
awesome.
it's an afternoon where we are. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. We're chatting with Bonnie Kelso, who is one of our featured authors for the National Book Festival here in the States. She is the author and illustrator of Nudi Gill, Poison Powerhouse of the Sea, um, but also has traveled the world twice. So we have a lot of things to talk about. Thanks so much for being here. Bonnie, did you get to go to the Netherlands actually when you traveled
I
the
did
world?
not.
That's
I was going to
okay.
say that's one of the places I still haven't been. But I met a lot of people from the Netherlands in my travels.
Mhm.
Definitely a strong group of traveling people over there.
Yeah. Bonnie, I wanted to ask you with Nudi Gill, and I think it's really interesting when you talk about all the differences you've seen like over the course of your career. You know, you saw when you saw computers come in, you know, like before phones,
Hmm.
before the internet, and then you saw things change.
Yeah.
Now, as an illustrator, do you design mostly, or do you illustrate like digitally, or do you still do like traditional, like like I don't know, markers or paint
Uh-huh.
media? What do you use?
Yeah. I actually do start out with just paper and Sharpies. I, I call them my down and dirty dummies. And they're just very, very general. Like I try to go really fast through the whole book, just to see if my ideas in my head are working and if the pacing is working. And basically, I start with the manuscript, and
Okay.
once I get the manuscript where I think it should be, then I do that down and dirty dummy. And then there's back and forth between the manuscript and the dummy until I get it to where I feel like it's all making sense and flowing. And I don't do this process alone. I have several critique groups, all awesome people who give me lots of good advice. I have an agent now too, and she's Liz Nealon at Great Dog Literary. She is amazing, and she gives me a lot of good direction. So once I get to that point, then I go digital, and the rest of it is completely digital.
Okay. Do you mind if I show a
Yeah.
spread from Nudie Gill so people can see? I've been
No,
showing the
please do.
cover. Do you have any
Yeah.
favorite pages? I don't know if you have any like favorite scenes or
Well,
there's
I love the
lots.
spread with all the nudibranchs, all the different types of nudibranchs. That's
Let's see. Is this
really
one?
a fun
Yeah,
spread.
here's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can aim it in my camera. So here's the page on the
Yeah.
left. So again,
It
yeah.
just celebrates the diversity of the creatures. There's just so many colors and patterns and shapes that they come in. So it's so much fun.
Yeah, over 3,000 different kinds. I mean, this is just really,
Mhm.
really fascinating. I
Yeah,
love.
and they're still discovering new ones, which I think is so interesting. That's why for my library visit, I was having kids pretend that they were scuba diving or snorkeling, and they come
Uh-huh.
across this new undiscovered nudibranch. What's its name? You get to name it. And you name it anything you want. And what does it look like? You have to show us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think adults should do this too. I mean, I would love to know from people, like if you had to design one, what would yours look like? I love the sea
Hmm.
bunny one. There's one that looks like a little, I guess it's like a green sheep and it has like lettuce sticking out of the back.
Yeah.
I forget what
Sea
it's called.
sheep. Yeah.
Yeah. So fascinating.
They are.
So I guess I will ask you, I'll pivot again and ask you a question I like to ask everyone who joins us from Nevada. And that is, Bonnie, we
Mhm.
talked a lot about your travels around the world, but when we go back home in the end to Las Vegas, Nevada, what are your top three
Uh,
places to go? Like, so these could be places that are personally meaningful to you in Nevada or places that you would like
mhm.
to take people when they visit. I always like asking this question because I think that, a lot of people when you think of Nevada
Mm.
think of, either like one thing, like it's probably like Las Vegas. And Las Vegas, of course, is not the entirety of Nevada. So it's nice to sort of broaden people's horizons of what the state is like.
Sure, sure. Yeah. I love Nevada. It has so much. I mean, I honestly haven't been too much up in the north part of the
And that's
state.
okay.
I know that there are the Ruby Mountains, and there's so many beautiful places still to explore up there. Unfortunately, it's just so far away. It takes a while to get up there. But as far as like, here in Las Vegas, I've got Red Rock Canyon in my backyard, and I still love Red Rock Canyon. I just love driving through it. I love hiking anywhere around there. I used to do some rock climbing and canyoneering there too, which was a lot of fun. There's one canyoneering route where you basically come down the waterfall at the end of Icebox Canyon. And that one's always fun because when you come down, people are like, how'd you get up there?
Yeah.
What are you doing? How'd you get there? Like it doesn't make sense to them. Like, how does it all connect?
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of fun to have been up on those tops of those mountains and really see the different terrain and the rattlesnakes and everything that lives up there too. So yeah, Red Rock Canyon for sure is number one. I also really love the Nevada Hot Springs. That's a really great place to take people. It is a 6-mile hike, 3 miles in, 3 miles out, and it's very athletic. Like there's a lot of
Where is it?
ropes you have
I
to
don't know where they are.
lower down and
Yeah.
boulders you have to climb over and stuff. So it is exhausting. So it's definitely not for, although I have seen people drag their grandparents down there, and this grandma, she did an awesome job of navigating that. But yeah, she needed definitely the support of her whole family to make it down and back again.
Yeah, and check her. It's like 6 miles. Yeah. Yeah, miles.
Yeah. Miles. And they're not walking miles. They are scrambling miles and, it's walking in sand miles. And yeah, there's a lot of obstacles, but it's definitely a full day event. Go down there, get to the river, have your lunch and come back. It's gorgeous. Yeah, so it's like on the way to Boulder City.
Okay.
And you basically, when you get to the river, you can see, the dam is up that way. So it's very close to the dam area. It's just right where that casino is. You kind of pull off and you have to kind of know where to go. But if you Google Nevada Hot Springs, you'll find the trailhead and information how to get there. Just do not ever go down in the summertime. Many people some people have died down there because you get way overheated.
The summers are serious in southern Nevada. Yeah.
Definitely a wintertime activity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's cool. Oh, and then the third one, I guess, near here, I think the wetlands. I love the wetlands. There's just so many birds and animals to observe out there. There's lots of hiking trails. It's really pretty. And it's also kind of sad because, that's where basically it's our water filtration area for the city. It's natural filtration, but a lot of garbage makes its way through. And so I know they do a lot of like big efforts to do cleanups and stuff down there, but it's a really cool place to check out sometime and maybe help out with the trash issues.
Yeah, so this is I would say look up Clark County Wetlands Park if you've never been there before. We've done a few events there for Nevada Humanities. Yeah, really, really beautiful place. But as you said, yeah, it's sad when people leave trash behind. We have a couple comments and questions in chat for you, Bonnie. I guess I'll work my way. I'll start. I'll go from the beginning and top. There's okay. So the most recent. So Arcane Scorch again. Our friend from the Netherlands says those hot springs look cool. Found them on Google. Yeah. Let us know if you've ever been to Nevada or would like to go someday. Our organization, Nevada Humanities, is our state's humanities council. So we do a lot of public programming, and this is our Twitch channel where we get to meet and play games and interview a lot of really wonderful people from all over Nevada, but also outside of it as well. So I'm glad that you're here. You've never seen the U.S. Well, here's your chance to ask us any question that you would like, but also specifically Nevada. So I'll back up a little bit more. So when you're talking about the kids activity you did with Nudibranch in the libraries recently, and you also have 2 more coming up, one Friday and one next Wednesday. Were there any interesting names that you remember kids thinking of? Like, what are some like cute nudibranchs that kids came up with during these activities?
Yeah, there were several Bobs.
Oh,
I said, you can name it after anything you want, your favorite food, whatever. And so there was a Nestle Crunch. That was a good one.
Was it shaped like a Nestle Crunch bar or no?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there was a Joe Biden Nudibranch. Kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
It was just everything. It was just really funny. And then some people just named it after like their best friend or themselves or you know. But it's a good activity.
Yeah.
Let's
Were
get
there any
excited.
interesting designs?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think like one had like two heads or something,
Totally possible.
which
Yeah.
could happen. I don't know. That would be cool to find that in the
Hmm.
water. But yeah, I show them basically on a whiteboard. I show them like the basic anatomy of the
Yeah. Is there?
nudibranch, and we talk about the different parts. Like the things that look like bunny ears, those are actually the nose, like the sensory organs that sense smell or vibrations in the water. Um, yeah, and then they have like these tiny little teeth called radula, which kind
Hmm.
of bring the food in, like the. So yeah, they have
Yeah.
fun making teeth and uh,
There's there's two pages. So here's the
the rhinophores.
yeah.
Yeah, the rhinophores are the things on top of the head, and
I didn't know that rhino. I guess I've heard of rhinoplasties, but I never put it together.
oh yeah, rhino means nose.
Yeah. And then here's
Yeah,
another
the
branch.
gills
Yeah.
are kind of on their backside, and believe it or not, like right in the middle of that, that's where they poop.
Wait,
So
the gills?
they
That's
really, yeah,
oh my
they really are
goodness.
bottom breathers. They.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, just really beautiful. I really encourage people to look up nudibranchs online if you haven't
Yeah.
already. And then yeah, a couple
And then
couple.
like the long skinny one, that one has a lot of serrata on its back. So it's like these bulbous things that they can store the toxins from the food they eat in those.
Uh-huh.
And they can also like release them if they're being attacked by a predator, and they'll kind of float off and wiggle a little. And that's a defense mechanism as well.
I this is actually one of my
Yeah.
favorite pages where with the egg ribbon.
Oh yeah, the egg ribbons. They're so pretty. Yeah, I've seen those in real life too, and they're really beautiful. They're so delicate. They're just like loaded with millions of little eggs.
Nudibranchs, yeah. Um I think in chat people love the name Bob, Bob the Newbranch, Bob the sea slug. Someone's father's
Right.
name here in chat is Bob. Bob, yes, Bob is a very versatile name. Um, a question: do you have a favorite land animal, or perhaps one that might stick out to you for its own book?
Yeah, I actually have a book on submission right now about Gambel's quails. So out here in Nevada, we have a lot of those quails, and they are just such a joy to watch. They have the little
Yeah.
plume up on the top of their head, and they're these like portly little pear-shaped birds. They can fly, but they prefer to walk and run. And so they'll run really fast, like their little legs move so fast that you can't even see the legs. But so you just sort of see this pair running through the desert, like
Oh,
sort of levitating.
yeah.
And then the babies are really cute and fluffy, and they like chase right after the adult. And it's just really cool because they live in these communities where all the adults look after all the babies, and you might see like an auntie or something just leading a whole bunch of babies, and they're not all. It's not like mom and her babies. It could be anyone's babies. They just live that way and take care of each other. And I just love that. I love the desert quails.
Is it going to be a similar book, like kind of educational about the quails? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's informational fiction. I've got a lot of facts about the quails at the end, and a little fiction story to kind of tie in some of the themes that I have going, like, what makes a leader, basically. It's one of the big themes.
I love that. How do you feel about ostriches?
Oh, ostriches. They're pretty intimidating. I know, like, excuse me, when I was in Australia, I came face to face with a bunch of ostriches and emus. And yeah, they are big birds. They're a little scary. And I am only 5'1", so I get a little nervous around them. They have these amazing eyes that are almost like, they almost feel like reptilian because they have these huge beaks and these eyes that are just like
Yeah.
staring at you. And
Uh-huh.
I remember being at like a petting zoo in Australia, and we were there. I was there, and there were a bunch of families there, and little kids just hanging out, looking at the different kangaroos and stuff, and wallabies, and the more docile animals. And then when the guy came out with the bucket of feed, it was like these emus just came running in, galloping in. And it was pretty intimidating. I mean, the kids started screaming and crying, and some of them got knocked over, and it was chaotic for sure. So I have mixed feelings about ostriches and emus. I have a lot of respect for them, but they can be pretty aggressive and intimidating.
Yeah, I think Australia and New Zealand are home to just such interesting animals and like mammals, like platypi. Just I wonder what we're going to discover next. I think it's very cool that we're always discovering new species of animals, and I'm glad we are.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, just making sure I didn't miss any other questions in chat. Feel free to keep asking us.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
get to hug a koala when I was in Australia too.
Aw.
That was interesting. They look very cute and cuddly, but man, they have these claws and they will just
Just again, yeah.
sink into you. Yeah. So you're like, okay. And they're not ready to let go of you yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to meet a koala someday. Like
Oh,
they're
they're
and
amazing.
wombats. I think wombats have their poop is square, right? Or it's like a
Square.
yeah,
Yeah.
like box shape.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. There's a great book out now. Wombats Are Weird. You guys have to check it out. It's by Abby Cushman. And she goes into all those details about why wombats are so unusual. It's
yeah.
very cute too.
There's
Her
a
illustrations.
board game or a party game called Hand to Hand Wombat. Have you heard of this?
No,
I don't know the age
that
range
sounds
for it.
like
I
fun.
don't know if it's for it might be for like older kids or teenagers, maybe like adults too. I think well I bought it so it's adults can play it, but I haven't opened it yet, but I just mostly bought it because I thought the name was really funny. And I
Yeah.
think with Hand to Hand Wombat, you have like towers and sort of like a deception game. Like you're all working together to build like a tower, but then there's like a secret person tries to like destroy the tower. Maybe you close your eyes while you're building it, but it seems like I'll have to try it out soon.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, we have a question for you in chat. Do you have any interesting future projects you're working on that you're able to talk about? And I guess you mentioned one about the quail already, but are there other
Mhm.
projects? So in addition to books, I mentioned earlier that Bonnie is you've done murals recently, which I think are super cool. You did one at the Paseo Verde
Mhm.
Library. I don't know if you have any murals on the horizon or other art projects.
Not right now as far as mural projects. I was deliberately taking some time away from it so that I could get caught up on my children's books because I have a lot of books under contract right now. Um, so I have a, a three-part series of picture books. The first one's coming out in February next year, and it's called Sea Smiles. And so it's about sea animals with weird teeth, right? And then the follow up to that is Sleepy Sea, and it talks about the way sea animals sleep
Oh.
and the strange ways they sleep. And then the third one is Sea Suds, and that would be talking about the interesting ways that sea animals clean themselves. So, and each are like followed through the eyes of a little girl who's going through, she loses a tooth, and the other one, she's learning how to sleep in her bed alone.
Oh.
And then the last one is she's learning how to take a bath. So, and the importance of taking a bath. So,
What is the age range for all
right.
of these books? Do you write with I guess when you start is a good question. Like, do you think I'm gonna write like my
Yeah,
target audience is like a 5-year-old girl or who can read my
right, right.
books?
Yeah, I tend to shoot for like K through second grade.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 5, 6, 7, kind of my age range. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with those books.
Another question, or I guess that's a comment. John said, "Interesting. I never thought about how sea animals clean themselves." Right? Yeah, because you think they're just in the ocean. Aren't they like naturally clean?
Right. That's what the little girl says. Like she's like, "You guys are lucky. You're always in the ocean. You know, you don't have to take a bath." And they're like, "Well, actually,
Yeah.
a lot of animals use cleaning stations, so it's a very collaborative effort. Like they rely on other animals to come and pick parasites off of their bodies.
Yeah, like
It's
remoras,
pretty
right?
interesting.
Remoras and sharks, I think, is one example,
Yeah,
maybe.
remoras will hook onto a
Yeah.
shark. They're more like opportunists. They want to catch anything that might be floating around near the shark. But yeah, if you think of like a shrimp, their name is cleaner shrimp, right? So that's what they do is they clean. So they might be the ones who keep your fish tank clean. They like to clean the algae and stuff off the tank glass, and so.
Yeah.
But
Um,
then yeah, a lot of sharks get sharks and turtles. They get parasites that attach to their skin, and they can't get it off themselves. So they rely on little fish to come and peck it off. You know?
I love these. I wish there were more picture books for adults. I think we need these.
Yeah, I know a lot of adults who collect picture books. They just enjoy them. You know,
Hmm.
enjoy the illustrations and learning.
Yeah.
And I learn things all the time through picture books. There's so many, you know, we went through a whole rush of biographies. Biographies were really hot the last few years. So now they're all coming out, and
Mm.
you'll see a lot of biographies coming out. And I just find it so fascinating. They really highlight people who maybe have been forgotten in history.
Yeah. Bonnie, we
Cool.
have some questions and comments for you in chat, but I just wanted to, I got distracted. Is that your cat? Next to you, I saw a little tail
Yeah,
in your video.
yes. Frida Catlow.
For the
She's
cat low. Oh.
always there in the studio.
Would you ever write a book or illustrate a book inspired by your cat?
I have
You
actually.
have.
I had a graphic novel about two time traveling cats on
That's right.
submission
Yes.
for
Uh-huh.
a while, but it didn't get picked up, unfortunately. I'm still thinking I might self publish it. So there she goes. She's causing
You can say,
trouble.
I just saw her slowly.
She's getting
I
into
saw like a
trouble. She's
paw
gonna knock
just.
that whole thing off. Yeah, yeah. So this means she wants some lunch. Yeah, eat for lunch.
We are a cat was it not cat friendly? Well, we are cat friendly. We are cat enthusiasts in our chat. Someone said total torty energy. Yes.
Yeah, she is a tortie for sure. A lot of tortitude.
And then regarding the sea animals, Kara said in chat, very helpful. Some people don't even get taught how to do all that. That is true. And a quick question for you. What inspired you to pursue children's books as opposed to other demographics for your books?
Mhm. Um, yeah, I guess I just really I like the voice you use when you're speaking to children, or you're talking to children, or you're talking like you're a child. I just really love that voice. There's a lot of innocence in it, and there's a lot of like discovering things for the first time, and that sense of awe and wonder and mystery about just everyday things as you're learning them for the first time. It's just what really attracts me, I think.
Oh, thank you for that answer. I really like kids
Yeah,
too. I
I do
think.
have a middle grade. I am writing a middle grade book too, and it's very different. But I, I've always, I've always wanted to write middle grade. I've always loved that age group and
Mhm.
that age range. I just think there's so much happening in their lives at that age, and um, books are just a really cool way for you to, offer support in a very non "this is what you need to do" way.
Yeah. I guess as we sort of come to the end of our time together, again, feel free to ask any last questions you might have for Bonnie in our chat or comments you have about her work. Bonnie, I wanted to ask about, I guess, so we're getting ready to go to the National Book Festival, but you're also setting aside a little bit of extra time to see family and see museums around the area. I'm wondering, have you been to Washington, D.C. a lot? Like, if someone was going for the first time, like, what would you recommend? Like, I think it's always great, again, sort of like the Nevada question, but this time for our nation's capital. This might be for people in
Uh-huh.
chat who have never been there. What are some things you like to do and see?
I honestly, it's been so long since I've been there. I've heard from my friends there that so much has changed. Of course, there's the Smithsonian. I would always highly recommend the Smithsonian. What's really cool about DC is the metro. You can ride the underground to basically any of the sites you want to see. Driving there is a nightmare. Don't even try it.
Yeah.
I lived there for 20 years and I got lost so many times. I got my car impounded and towed and booted and so many parking tickets I can't even get home. So it's just so much easier to take the metro. I remember being so happy when I finally had a job where I could just take the metro to work. It's like,
Hmm.
yay, finally, I
Freedom.
don't
Yeah.
have to drive in all this terrible traffic. And I know that that was a long time ago, and I can just imagine it's just so much worse now. Like commute times have got to be horrible. But it is a very busy city. There's a lot going on. It's always evolving and in transition. But DC is interesting because we don't allow skyscrapers there. There is like a cap to how high the buildings can be. So it'll always maintain that kind of uh, park like setting. There's a lot of parks, and you see trees everywhere you go. It helps the monuments to stand out more because we don't have any high buildings competing with that. So yeah, I think going to the monuments is like still so much fun. And I remember in high school, that's what we used to do. We used to sneak out at night, late at night, and go monument hopping and just go visit the monuments because they're so beautiful at night. They're all lit up, and it's just a fun thing to do with your friends to go see them at night. Um, as far as I remember, it used to be perfectly safe. I don't know anymore what that's like, but I always remember seeing security guards around in the area,
Hmm.
do that. Yeah, there's just so many cool parts to DC. I would love to go check out Adams Morgan area again. Used to be a lot of cool, you know, different types of restaurants there and nightclubs and cool things to see there. Um, my sister used to live there for a little while, so I remember hanging out there a bit. Um, I've heard that Anacostia has been totally changed. I want to check that out and see what they've done to it and what it looks like now. Um, I guess, Capitol Hill is amazing. There's a big, like, fresh food market up there. It's called Eastern Market. Anyway, it's up on Capitol Hill. That's always fun to go there and, you know, see all the different vendors. Um, yeah, I mean, the museums, the monuments, going to see like the Jefferson Memorial is really pretty. In the springtime, they have the cherry blossoms at the tidal
Hmm.
basin. So it's gorgeous. I remember many times renting a little paddle boat and going out there on on the reflection pool and paddling around. um, yeah,
Oh,
I
thank
think
you for
DC
sharing
is
all of those.
a nice place to visit.
I think I've just been really inspired listening to you today, and just it makes me want to see more of the world and think about the things that I'm passionate about and pursue those in my own life. Because I think, like you said, there's nothing worse than when you just feel like, I guess you're just, what was the word, like drudgery at your job.
Right,
Or
going
you
through
want,
the motions.
yeah, you
Yeah,
want to be passionate about, and really think about what you like to do, and the people you want to connect with
Mhm.
others as well. So that's a
Yeah.
really good lesson.
Americans tend to be very career oriented. We have a hard time making that shift to the life work balance. We tend to let our careers be our identification of who we are. And at some point, you just need to remember that you are fully wonderful, amazing enough, just as you are, no matter what you do for a living. And to really sit with that and think about it and what what would make you happy? I mean, you only have this one life that we know of to be a part of this amazing planet. And what experiences do you really want to have? What places do you really want to go to? What do you want to see? What do you want to do with your life? And who do you want to do it with? And just work towards making that happen.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's a really good lesson. I think what I'm going to do is let people know that tomorrow, this is Wednesday, August 2nd at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, we're going to be back with Bonnie on Zoom. So I just put a link in our chat to our Nevada Humanities calendar. So this is going to take place on Zoom. So if you'd like to attend, I encourage you to register. It's not going to be streamed on Humanities at Play, but we're going to have a conversation with Bonnie and our other two authors, Zeb and Stefan, who wrote our Nevada Center for the book Adult Selection for the National Book Festival, Chasing Giants in Search of the World's Largest Freshwater Fish. So love how, Bonnie's book explores nudibranchs, little tiny, tiny creatures that live in the ocean, and then we get these huge, giant monster fish that, live in our rivers and streams of the world. So Nevada is very well represented aquatically this year. But tomorrow we get to talk to all three authors. So if you'd like to chat and meet them, ask questions, keep us on in the background, you can do so by going to our calendar and registering for that Zoom event. And then again, taking place at 2:30 p.m. Pacific. Bonnie, thank you so
I'm looking
much.
forward to that. It's
Yeah,
going to be fun.
I'm super excited too. And I think I've been inspired. I might ask you some of the same questions I asked you here today, but I think it'll be great to hear, what Zeb and Stefan have to say as well.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I wanted to let everyone know, so we'll be back next Tuesday. So there's no stream this Thursday evening. We generally stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This Thursday, we're taking a break. But next Tuesday, August 8th, we'll be back at 12 p.m. Pacific with, this is a special stream. It's going to be a collaborative poetry workshop and readings from two poets. Heather Lang Casera, who is a former Clark County Poet Laureate, and also her collaborator Simon Hunt. And so we're gonna maybe make some collaborative poems of our own on stream, but we'll also get to hear poems from them and learn more about their work. So I'm really excited about that. It's next Tuesday. But again, you can learn more about our events at any time on our calendar, which is always being updated, as well as our Twitch channel. So I hope to see many of you at our following streams in the future. Bonnie, it was such a pleasure to hang out with you today. I would love to play Abzu again with you some other time if you would like and talk more about your work.
It was a great game.
Yeah. Are there any last questions or thoughts you'd like to share with everyone before we say goodbye?
No, I don't
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay if you don't.
Thank you for being here. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I love talking about ocean stuff.
We got to get you a plushie. I learned that much. Got to get you a Nudibranch plushie.
A Nudibranch plushie.
Yeah. And again, don't forget, so we have a survey link if you'd like to, let us know about your thoughts about Humanities at Play or other programming. Feel free to fill out that survey. If there are people you want to chat with or, games you want to see us do on stream, let us know. That's one way you can get in touch. Kara, thank you so much for your comment. She said, "You're so wholesome and refreshing. Thank you for being here." Bonnie.
Aw, thank you. That's so sweet.
Yeah. All right, so we'll be back next Tuesday, but if you want to, hang out with Bonnie again some more, you can do so by registering for our Zoom event taking place tomorrow afternoon. Bonnie, I can't wait to see you tomorrow, but also again next week at the National Book Festival, where really it's going to be thousands of kids, their family, adults who are going to pass by, and we get to give out all of our Nevada swag, book swag, stickers, bookmarks, and then this is gonna be fun for you. If you have time, I'm gonna force you to do this. Go and see all of the other Center for the Book tables and pick up their free things. I'm a little bit jealous of the Georgia Center for the Book. They're giving away stickers and limited enamel pins that say "Reading is peachy." And it's a peach, and it's super cute. And I really want one. And I don't know if they'll give me one because they have limited quantities, but I really want one. But yeah, definitely walk around. It's really fun to see what all the other states and territories have.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. And we'll hopefully see you next time. Have a great rest of your Tuesdays, wherever you happen to be. Okay, bye, everyone.